One straight up blackness aye. Who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, I do it for the love, him not do it for no money. Straight up, him attack, educating everybody. Big up my friends and big up my family. Turn on the radio, catch the vibes, it's integrity. Straight up, Benskop stands for unity. One people, one nation, one destiny. Free up the truth in the air, even the blind can see. The deaf can hear, the dumb can talk, the cripple can walk. Boom. Who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, we have to gather wrong, grab a seat and sit down, pay attention. Education, liberation, we have to stand strong. Benskop upon the radio, lively up the program. Everybody call somebody and let them turn and tune and on the radio and catch the boom song. We boom it up already, we have to boom it up again. Expose and reveal him. Who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, I do it for the love, him not do it for no money. Straight up, him attack, educating everybody. Big up my friends and big up my family. Turn on the radio, catch the vibes, it's integrity. Straight up, Benskop stands for unity. One people, one nation, one destiny. Free up the truth in the air, even the blind can see. The deaf can hear, the dumb can talk, the cripple can walk. Boom. Who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop.
Hello, this is attorney Shellen Washington, owner and founder of the Washington Law Firm, located at 455 Utica Avenue in Brooklyn, New York. We're specialized in medical malpractice, personal injuries, matrimonial law, and landlord and tenant. If you're in need of legal representation, please give us a call today. The number to call is 718-877-3100. Consultation is free at no cost to you. So call us today to see if we can be of any assistance to your legal needs. Again, the phone number to call us is 718-877-3100.
Source.
Okay, well,
maybe the Chinese company that did not get the agreement that they wanted here, maybe they're the ones who told you, or it could be just a fictitious thing.
Okay, well, let's talk about specific individuals. What is your relationship with Mr. Su Jerome?
So my relationship, nothing. He's a tenant in my place. Yeah.
And he's a good friend of yours?
Yes, yes. He is a friend of ours. His father was here from many years ago.
I mean, he lives next door to you.
Yes.
You know, he was able to arrange meetings and catch-ups with you at any point in the day. He claims
As a friend, yeah.
He claims that through his very close relationship.
All right. Hey, guess what? It's 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. My name is Mark Benshap, and welcome to Straight Up. It's Monday. Yep, it's the 15th day of May. Yesterday was Mother's Day, and to all of you mothers, I hope you've enjoyed the day and treated well, pampered well, and even those who play the roles of mother, the role of mother, congratulations to you as well, and those fathers who play that role as well. And, hope you guys enjoyed it. Here now, let's start right off the bat. Good to see you guys back. I'm glad that I was able to rush into the studio to get the job done for the night. For 1 hour, I promise you guys that I'm not going to go a minute over. So please, no begging this evening. Absolutely no begging this evening. I noticed one is asking for Tom Anderson. He will return whenever he is available, but as of now, no begging. We do not beg on Straight Up. Please, we do not beg at all. But Mr. Tom Anderson will return, hopefully very soon. Good evening again to all of you. What is it that we can start off right off the bat? 40 million. Look at this building. It's at Port Morant Hospital, right opposite the Port Morant Hospital. Look at this building, $40 million. Can you believe it? $40 million. A building like that to construct, $40 million. Concrete with little wood. I don't know what's happening. Sometimes I wish I was a contractor. No kidding. Sometimes I really wish I was a contractor. I would not have been sitting here on Straight Up, eating puri and sour. Look at these contractors. But don't get me wrong. At times it's good to eat healthy puri and healthy sour. Don't get me wrong at all. But look at this building. Take a look at this building. And they have the nerve also to say the newly commissioned outpatients facility at the Port Morant Hospital. Newly commissioned, right? Outpatients facility. They're not upgrading the hospital. They're not spending $10 million for the hospital to upgrade it, as what happened under the coalition. And we got to give the coalition credit. They get some people, some of those lagu bagus who were part of the coalition, the lagu babus like the Barbaras and them, the lagu bagus. Because for me, lagu bagu is not just to describe one ethnic group or whatever, lagu bagus are lagu bagus. And so they would jump up to justify them drinking soup now. To say, oh, the coalition didn't do anything for me. It's always about them. But look at all the things that the coalition did. Come on, the coalition wasn't perfect. Let's be reasonable. They could have done more if they had proper people in place who were able to reach out to their constituencies and so forth, who were able to ensure that their turf was well protected and so forth and so on. So, but regardless of that, the coalition did far more than what the PPPC can ever imagine of doing for the 23 years that they have been in office. Look at the health sector under the coalition. Nothing compared to how the PPP ran that health sector down. So when folks who are now attempting to justify wearing a red PPP t-shirt, ignore them. They are a bunch of selfish, covetous, untrustworthy, unpatriotic individuals. Do not trust them. I wish you can read my lips. Do not trust them. Now let's get back into this whole $40 million. That's just for the building, mind you. And then another $10 million for equipment. And this is just for this, But they are ignoring. I wish guys like J.R. Crawford and others on the current team would take a photograph. I have photographs of the Port Morant Hospital under the PPP regime compared to Port Morant Hospital under the coalition. And so they're not concerned about, they are not concerned about upgrading the Port Morant Hospital. They're not concerned about that. It's all about a hustle for the PPPC, a hustle. And anyone who gets into that are just about hustling. They just want to hustle. So they are going to come to you with Nancy stories. You guys remember back in the days? Good evening. I know you were waiting for this moment, aren't you all? Or weren't you all waiting for this moment? Okay. Sorry about that. It's Mother's Day. Um, but it's still not too late. Every day is Mother's Day, right? All of you beautiful people. I've had fun. We went out, were at the park, we were all over, uh, spent some quality, um, was it virtual time with my mother as well. She's watching, and they're watching. Hi, Ruth. How are you? Ruth is our good friend, so they all sit and they watch together. Good evening. And for those who are celebrating their birth anniversaries, happy birth anniversaries to you. Um, loyal listener, uh, one of the loyal listeners happens to be Desiree Simon. Desiree Simon is celebrating her birth anniversary today. You guys wish her, Desiree Simon, a happy birthday today. It's her birthday. And then we have also, how could we forget, Collie Allen, also known as DJ Shrimpy. DJ Shrimpy is celebrating his birthday today. He's probably about 105. I remember him. He played at he was a DJ at Disco, Bat Crimson, and all these different, man. DJ Shrimpy, happy birthday to you. Desiree Simon, happy birthday to you. And all the others who are celebrating their birth anniversary today, happy birth anniversary to you. I'm not sure if Lisa George. Lisa, are you celebrating your birthday today? Good to see you on the show. Um, and all the others. Good evening to all of you. Now let's get back to but before we notice Afraz. Afraz is with us this evening. Afraz, what's going on, man? So here's what now. All of these people, they're going to jump up and try to say that they're attempting to justify why they are joining the PPP. The few of them, it's all about themselves, nothing about community, nothing about the tongue of Linden, nothing about the tongue of New Amsterdam or even Georgetown. It's about themselves. Don't be fooled, mind you. I know a lot of you guys are not fooled. I am not fooled, and I don't want you guys to be fooled. Remember, the local government elections is on June 12th. Prepare your folks, prepare. All of you guys, be prepared. Go out there and vote. And this is what I'm saying. Vote against the PPP, the corrupt PPP regime. Vote against them. Vote against them. And thus far, they have some small groups, yes, but a lot of the small groups, and this is not to disrespect the individuals. I don't know them, but and I prefer that you just go out there and I'll say this here. Go out and give the APNU coalition, what is left of the coalition, give them that opportunity to control. And after the local government elections, we will deal with some other issues, but allow them to control New Amsterdam, Rose Hall. Well, they're not controlling Rose Hall, but I hope the coalition will give the PPP a fight in Rose Hall. I know that the coalition will win in Linden. That's a must. That's a already done deal in Linden and Georgetown. They're done deal in New Amsterdam. That's a done deal. But don't become complacent, though. It's a done deal. It's a done deal. You know, it's a PNC stronghold. Yeah, so it's a done deal. The people go out and they vote. PNC, APNU, PNC. It's a done deal. But the PPP is fighting up in New Amsterdam, as we would say. They're fighting up in New Amsterdam. They're not going to make it. Don't be fooled. What's happening in the coalition, deputy mayor? I noticed that a lot of people are asking for Roysdale Ford, the senior counsel Roysdale Ford, to become the next deputy speaker of the National Assembly. I'm not sure whether this this is an announcement by the coalition. I'm not sure about that, but people are just saying that Roysdale Ford, with his experience, he's been around for a while, a young man, but he's been around for a while. He's a senior counsel. He's been in Parliament. He understands the procedure. A very brilliant lawyer, not just a lawyer, a brilliant lawyer. And folks are on him to be nominated and possibly elected as the next Speaker of the National Assembly. The next Speaker of the National Assembly. Hopefully, the leader of the opposition would probably move in that direction. But we can't dictate what the leader of the opposition does from what he doesn't do. But people are calling for, and I do support that call too as well. But speaking of the leader of the opposition, look at what's happening here. This is what we got to see. Go all over, and do these sort of things. Go all over. And so I want to say kudos to Aubrey Norton for going, not just in one particular area and meeting with one particular ethnic group and so forth. Go all over the country. And so even if I got to give a $10,000 out of my $11,000 right now for his gas money, go all over. But then again, they get 20-something million dollars to the opposition leader's office. But this is good, though. This is good. I like this. And I just must say kudos to them for walking and going out and meeting folks as well. So that's just to begin with. What else we can bring to your attention? This guy here is actually this guy here. And his wife is actually saying that he is innocent, and that he has said to his wife that he's innocent. He hasn't murdered Sir Mars, and he wants everyone to know that he is innocent, and that he was forced by members of the Guyana police force, investigators, to say the things that he said. This is just what it is. It's the police force has issued a statement. They have leaked, the alleged confession statement by this young man, Brian Richards. His wife is saying that is not true, that he is innocent. He is claiming that he is innocent, and that the police basically set him up to do that. That's just what we're hearing. And if it is true, then we need to get to the bottom of this. You cannot have a police force that's actually doing all sort of questionable conduct to arrive at a confession statement. And so if it is accurate that this young man was forced into a confession statement, then the police force need to issue a statement concerning that as quickly as possible. However, again, let's move over to New Amsterdam. Let's move over to New Amsterdam for a second. I want to show you guys something. Outside of the fact that they are renting a crowd in New Amsterdam, they are paying the PPP. That is, they're paying folks $10,000, $20,000. You see them walking around, handing out T-shirts, handing out monies, and so forth. And they have some slave catchers out there in New Amsterdam. You know who those slave catchers are in New Amsterdam, mind you. You know who they are. We all know who they are. That's out there in New Amsterdam. You know, recently, Air Finale visited New Amsterdam. And he opened some playground, right? Sorry that I have to laugh. I really didn't mean to. But he opened a so-called playground in New Amsterdam. But all the kids can go and play. This is not like the first time they've had playgrounds, right? I remember as a little boy, you go from quarantine and you go to Burnham Park, and so forth. They had merry-go-round. They had all sorts of nice things, nice time as we would call it. Um, Little kids be traveling from the quarantine to go to New Amsterdam. Beautiful, beautiful, nice time. Merry-go-round, all sorts of swings, and you name it. But my favorite was what was it, the seesaw, whatever it is. And so now, after 23 years, the PPP couldn't do anything to New Amsterdam. They ignore the people of New Amsterdam. There was no job creation in New Amsterdam. They turned a blind eye on New Amsterdam. They starved the council, the municipality, the market just run down. And that is where many years ago people made their living right there at the New Amsterdam market. You felt as though you were going to some flea market, some fancy supermarket in the US. Back then, New Amsterdam market was known to me. It was very clean. A banana will fall on the ground. You could pick it up almost right away and eat it. I remember those days. But it was like a supermarket kind of setting, very clean. The stalls were well kept. That is because the central government gave money to the township to make sure that it was well clean. And New Amsterdam, the drains, the gutters, you could see those little fine fishes and so forth and so on, just swimming and running, and you could see it. But when the PPP took over, it's like they took over with a vengeance for the people of New Amsterdam, a vengeance for the tongue. Everything started to go right down. They started to starve the township. They started to destroy the market. And when you visited the market, like sometime in the mid 90s, you wanted, like, is this the same market that you knew as a little child or whatever growing up? Is this the same market? The PPP starved New Amsterdam. We'll get to Linden, maybe not tonight, but they starved the township of almost everything. They stopped garbage collection. They stopped the ferry, even when people said, do not stop the New Amsterdam, the New Amsterdam Rosignol ferry. They stopped it. They deprived school children, a free ferry ride to go to school. And so they have destroyed that township under the PPP for 23 years. I just want to repeat for you guys in New Amsterdam, they have destroyed that township for 20. Honestly, I feel like shedding a tear right now for that township and what the PPP did to those people. Destroyed that township. You remember Banks DIH, a beautiful area there. You could go, you could sit, you could eat, you could lime, you could walk Main Street, you could go through Pitt Street, famous street. Everything run down under the PPP regime. And then suddenly they're coming to you guys in New Amsterdam. They're using a couple of their house slaves. We know who they are. We're not going to call their names here tonight. We're going to leave Barbara and Barbara. Barbara might be all right, but not for politics, because she hasn't done anything. She and those who are now the few house slaves are now crying crocodile tears, walking around saying to people, the coalition didn't do anything. But for 50 years, you ask people like Barbara, what have they done for that township? Nothing at all. Nothing. Some of them were just involved in bare scampishness. Do not buy into that. Scampishness, right? But I want to get you back to this playground and Burnham Park. Is it Burnham Park? I want to get you back to the playground. Gosh, memories of New Amsterdam, BHS, multilateral. It reminds me of mass games when all of us were there together. BHS, multilateral, New Amsterdam, multilateral, Chandy Singh, Winifred Gaskin Memorial, you name it, all of us there for mass games. It was beautiful, beautiful back then. Those schools well kept under the PNC, well kept, but not under these vagabonds, man. Not under these vagabonds. That's why it's important that you don't listen to these soup drinkers. They're gonna come to you, all of these soup drinkers. All of these soup drinkers. But let me get to Daniel Bruce. Daniel Bruce. Oh man, it's only Mark. I can't mention everything. Not everything I could mention. Even the psychiatric hospital was well kept under the PNC. Under the PPP, everything broke up, and most of the patients them ran out of the New Amsterdam or psychiatric hospital and ended up on the side of the PPP in Parliament. They ran down that building. Everything run down, run down, run down, run down. Every single thing. Torani, they broke up. You guys remember Torani, right? Tell it so that them tongue people and people from Linden and thing could know, and Bartica, what Torani used to be. All under the PNC. So don't think that the PNC did all these bad things like some of these PPP supporters want you guys to. Don't fall it. But look, before I continue with that, I want to show you guys this lovely playground. And they believe that this is the first time they playground and like if they care for the people, they want to buy votes. But this is what they did. They went into New Amsterdam a couple of days ago, Irfan Ali and others. They went there and they cut a ribbon and they opened this green, what is it? This playground in New Amsterdam. And I want you guys to believe that this is the first, and it's a fake. It's a fake. I'm sure that for that little so-called playground, over $30 million spent. They gave the contract to their friends and cronies. Waste of taxpayers' dollars. And guess what? Guess what happened just with a few minutes of rain? A few minutes of rain. Look at the playground. Take a look at the playground. A few minutes of rain, everything almost damaged up. You get mud there, you get water there, you get free pool, you get every single thing right there at that playground. You're telling me that if you're going to spend all of that money and you pretend as though you're so concerned about the kids of New Amsterdam, whose parents you deprived of a lot of things, jobs and all these sort of things, right? And even the young people of New Amsterdam never get access when they got out of BHS, they got out of Multi or wherever, whichever other high school. Guess what? The PPP deprived them of an opportunity to further their education at the university level. All because in 1993, the PPP took away free tuition at the university level. For 23 plus years, plus this 3 years that they're in office, 26 years they have deprived the young people. The New Amsterdam Technical Institute went down the drain. New Amsterdam became a ghost town under the PPP regime. Ghost town. All of these things. But yet suddenly they want you to believe that they care about the people, that they care about you in New Amsterdam. Do not buy into their tricks, my friends. Do not buy into their tricks. This is how they feel about you. Whether in New Amsterdam, whether in Georgetown, whether in Linden or Bartica, this is how they feel about you. And when they recruit a few of the weak-hearted individuals, the soup drinkers, a few of them, when they recruit them, guess what sort of value? They have no value for them. Absolutely none. No value at all for these people. And I feel sorry for them. Even they look, Chase Green, former controversial mayor of Georgetown. Controversial mayor of Georgetown. If I had my way, these folks would have never been mayor. What's her name? A Chase Green, a Barbara. How these people become mayor, man? This time around, whoever because people don't vote for mayors, the party, they just select somebody and say, hey, you become the mayor. So nobody goes and vote or cause people to vote them into mayor. People just go and vote for party, and then the party leadership decides on who will become the mayor. But then this time around, I want to see the mayor of New Amsterdam and the deputy mayor. They have to be active. I will be on their case. The next mayor and deputy mayor of Linden, the same thing. The next mayor and deputy mayor of Georgetown, the same thing. Bartica, the same thing. They got to work for you guys. They have to work for you guys. We want active, we want vibrant, and we want mayors and deputy mayors who understand the ground and the people to work for you, and let them focus on their positions as mayor. They got to report back to you. And when they report back to you, we will carry it right here. We will keep them. We will be right up next to them every single step of the way. Now, they have a counselor out in New Amsterdam by the name of Kirk Fraser. Kirk Fraser wrote a nice letter. I believe it's in the Village Voice, or maybe the Village Voice carried it as an op-ed. You guys got to go to the Village Voice, you know. Y'all have to go to the Village Voice. And there was a good letter countering what the PPP is claiming. And Kirk Fraser, who is a counselor for the coalition, the APNU PNC counselor in New Amsterdam, is correct. Go to the Village Voice and read it. And when you see these articles in the Village Voice, you got to share it. Don't wait until something pops up in the Stabroek News or wherever else and you share it and you run and you share. Share the Village Voice. The Village Voice is for you. It's your voice. How many of you guys share this program? How many of you? I mean, Kirk Fraser, as a counselor, is on very frequently now. Good evening to you, sir. But I'm sure if you go on Kirk Fraser's page, you wouldn't see he hasn't shared this. Right, Kirk? Or how many of you? But y'all are quick to share a Stabroek News. You're quick to share another news item. But the news item that you guys can count on for the truth, could count on for reliable news, could count on to taking the fight to the PPP. Y'all don't share it on y'all page. Y'all don't share, and I'm just talking in general, right? Y'all don't share this here. Y'all don't share this platform. Well, y'all don't want people to see that y'all could share Bench Up Radio or Straight Up on your stuff. Y'all do like Rhonda Lane and others. They share it every night. That's why oftentimes I want to say salute to Rhonda Lane and others. Every night. All right, Kirk Fraser is saying that he shared it. We got to bring, maybe sometime during the course of this week, Councillor Kirk Fraser, we had just not too long ago, Councillor Schultz, and we want to be able to bring these folks on. And the point that I'm making, they got some members of parliament for the opposition. When they come on this, they don't share it. Y'all go on Ganesh page later on. I bet y'all wouldn't see Ganesh ever shared Benchcap Radio. Maybe once in a blue moon. And let me just say to folks that if you inbox me now, I can't read, I can't see what's happening because I'm actually live. But if you go on some of these people's page, they don't share our stuff. They don't share Bench Up Radio. They don't share the Village Voice. They just don't do that. Thank you, Ronier Caesar. Ronier shared it in 7 pages. He's a big man, a big guy. 7 pages, not 1, 7 pages. And so I'm asking you guys to share our stuff wide and far. Just don't wait until you agree with everything before. Sometimes you guys don't agree with me. I understand on some issues. I understand and I respect that. But it doesn't mean you shouldn't share it. Share our stuff. How many of you guys go on the Village Voice and share the Village Voice? Right? Share the Village Voice too. Share articles. Stabroek News, Kite News. I mean, nothing's wrong, but share those platforms that are with you guys. All right. Let me see here. Somebody's saying that Sheila Webster is saying, "Hey, Mark, there's a great article Stabroek News written. There's a well-written article, but it's not just in the Stabroek News. Promote the Village Voice. It is also in the Village Voice." I noticed the chairman of Region 10, he gets a lot of promotion on other platforms. But as soon as something is written up about him in the Stabroek News, and he shares that. He doesn't share the other platforms. He doesn't. And y'all got to wake up. Y'all got to open your eyes. Open your eyes. And when I go on some of these pages and I see who they share, they're quick to share other stuff. But anyways, sorry, but I went on, I went on and on for a couple of minutes, right? Who share and who don't share. Sometimes sharing is important, you know. Sharing is important. All right, what else? What else is happening that we can talk about? New Amsterdam, I'm sure we got it locked. I'll have Kirk Fraser on sometime. I want to have some of the other members, the candidates out from New Amsterdam. I want to have them on as well. J.R. Crawford has promised that he's going to go live from New Amsterdam. We're still waiting that, right? Good evening to J.R. Crawford. But this here, according to Kirk Fraser, it's not $30 million. It's probably about $300 million. Could you believe it? Could you guys believe that? About $300 million. I don't know, but all these skullduggery, you name it, I don't know. I just don't know what's happening. I just don't know what's happening. What else we can talk about, please? I want to talk about some other stuff, but shame on the PPPC regime. Shame on them. Shame. In fact, they have no shame. Look at this here. A playground yesterday. Where do you think the kids could have gone to play yesterday? Even the mothers want to take their kids out and have fun because, even though it's Mother's Day, most mothers are not selfish. They want to spend the day with their kids and all manner of things, their young ones, which is good. But let us say yesterday in New Amsterdam, where could they have gone? Where? Look, the bench, swimming pool. Look at all the swings, swimming pool. Look at the fake grass, mash up already. Just take a look, guys. Take a look. And Irfan Ali rushed down there, cut open this, and he felt as though that's the best thing since sliced bread, as they would say. The best thing that has ever happened to New Amsterdam. And just a few days after, look at what has happened. Just take a good look. Look at what has happened. Take a good look, my friends. Take a good look. And this is why we say shame, shame on the PPP. Shame on them, because all they want to do is to walk around and distribute red t-shirts, and not only that, bribe individuals to vote for them. Bribery. That is what they're doing. But I'm glad that the people in New Amsterdam and the people in Linden are not buying into that at all. Congratulations. And I wish I can just say congratulations ahead of time for winning Georgetown, for winning New Amsterdam, and for winning Linden and Bartik again. I wish I can say that right now. Congratulations. And, we got to wait. Even though the PPP wants to rig it, we've got to wait. And they have a history. The PPP has a history of rigging elections. Speaking of rigging elections, over the weekend, the Guyana Press Association has had their elections. And then one guy who got like about 25 votes over the person that won, Raghubir. 70 votes Raghubir got. And this one individual got 25. And he's rowing and he's fretting and he's going on and all manner. He can't take his licks. He can't take it like a man. Take your licks like a man, Neil Marks. Take it. But then, take your licks like a man, Neil Marks. But he doesn't want to. Like a crybaby. Oh, the system was. But when he was president of the Guyana Press Association, the same system that they used, everything worked then. He was happy then. Every single thing worked then. He didn't have any complaint. He was elected through the same process, the same system. He accepted his victory then. And I think he even spent extra time there. as president of the Guyana Press Association. And when he was president of the Guyana Press Association, in my opinion, it was the weakest ever. The weakest ever. Not a trained journalist. Just hop on. Capital News probably felt sorry for him, give him a little walk. He became a news anchor. Anchor. Sung to me like Paul Anchor. Or that song, they got some song called Baby Calm Down, Calm Down. He was an anchor. Baby anchor, anchor. He was an anchor, right? Whether you understood the news item or not is another story. And so it's not that we are seeing the true colors of Neil Marks now. We already knew what Neil Marks was about all along. But he was able to disguise himself a little bit. But here it is now. The same system that the Guyana Press Association used when he was president of the Guyana Press Association. Same everything. Now he's bickering. He's upset. He's mad. If you lose, you lose. Why can't you just take your licks like a man? I've lost before, and I say, hey, I lost. Me and cry. Me and holler rigged, and take it. Take your licks like a man, Neil Marks. However it comes, take it, Neil Marks. And take it, right? Crying but rigged and this rigged and way rigged. And all of a sudden, the only word that Neil Marks probably could think about and talk now is rig. Sleepless nights. He probably jumps out of his sleep and holler rig. Well, it's oil rig. Now it's GPA rig. All sort of rig. Miss Booker, you're giving me an idea, man. Neil Marks. Good evening to you. I've known Neil over the years, but I'm surprised. Maybe I'm not too surprised at all. But Neil Marks deserved we can feel brave enough to give Neil Marks an award. And let me see if you guys, since tonight is Monday night, taking it kind of cool kind of night with you guys, right? Let me see if you guys know what Neil Marks deserves tonight, what he deserves tonight. We got to give him an award, right? Neil, if you're watching, again, I want our listeners to know that it's the same system that elected Neil Marks as president of the Guyana Press Association a few years ago. It is now the same system he's complaining about, and the same system that he's saying is rigged for Nazima Raghubir to beat him, and badly so. But when he beat others before, nobody jumped up and twist up their hands and said that the system was rigged. And let me say that the system was rigged, and up to now we can't say how it was rigged. But I wish someone would have been able to say, but in the past, wasn't it the same system that you used? Oh, gosh. How many of you guys recall that atrocious broadcast that he did on the day that Irfan Ali was illegally sworn in, and then they rushed over the convention center and so forth? How many of you? It was so atrocious, I couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe it. Neil Marks, we got to find that. We got to find that tape, right? And play it for you guys. And so let me see your comments here now. How many of you guys believe that he should get the award tonight? Neil Marks should get the award tonight, right? It's not like Neil Marks is a credible or, trained journalist. Or he's not. He's not. And, I really feel it for the donkey. The donkey has to work tonight. Congratulations to you, Neil Marks. You have received our awards. You can have the folks down at Freedom House, or you can ask Barra Jack. You can have him come and uplift this award for you. But here goes. Congratulations, Neil Marks. And you know, congratulations, Neil Marks. You can't say you don't get anything from us here. We distribute stuff. The other thing that Neil Marks said that kind of like, he said that the list was padded. It was padded. Padded. He used that word, padded. And then I'm looking all over. How could this list have been padded? In what way? And then I'm looking and I'm looking. What exactly he meant when he said padded? And I'm looking and I'm looking. He said padded. And I'm looking. I'm looking. He said the list was padded. And again, guys, I'm looking. What pad? Where? What sort of padding? I don't know. I just don't know. All he said was that the list was padded. We will always look, and mind you, we will always look for the evidence of what Neil Marks meant when he said padded. We will always look, and we will keep looking, always. Enough of Neil Marks. Congratulations to Ragabir on her re-election as president of the Guyana Press Association. Lots of work needs to be done, and I'm sure that she give it another opportunity, that it is in better hands, better than a Neil Marks, because what they wanted to do was to take that away, take the presidency of the Guyana Press Association away from Nazima and others, and put it in the hands of Neil Marks. So when they write their report to international media houses, that they will pad. They will always pad whatever it is that they have to send that report. They will pad everything. They will always pad everything. And that was the reason why they wanted that. But thankfully, they're not able to. And this guy can run around and talk about padding and 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 padding. Hi, Neil. All right. So what else you guys want us to talk about? Because like I did say, tonight is Monday. It's kind of like a cool Monday night, right? A cool Monday night. I want to see in the next coming weeks, getting back to the local government elections, and all of you guys, those councillors and those supporters and those members of the APNU PNC, to go out there in your numbers, in your green t-shirts or your green pants or whatever it is. Just go out there and make things happen. Make things happen indeed. Let's see what else our operator has in mind. Vice News. Vice News is they're filed for bankruptcy. It doesn't mean that Vice News is going away, but another company, they're going under another company, reorganization and so forth process. That's Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Chapter 11 bankruptcy doesn't mean it's done with its. And somebody asked a question, or somebody said that Jack Day might be laughing. There's no reason for Jack Day to laugh, because Vice News has not dissolved. It's not disappeared. It's just basically another big company that they were part of decided to do that purchase of Vice News. All the reporters are still there. I'm sure that this reporter is still there with them.
Okay, well,
maybe the Chinese company that did not get the agreement that they wanted here, maybe they're the ones who told you, or it could be just a fictitious thing.
Okay, well, let's talk about specific individuals. What is your relationship with Mr. Sujiro?
So my relationship, nothing. He's a tenant in my place. Yeah.
And he's a good friend of yours?
Yes, yes. He is a friend of ours. His father was here from many years ago.
I mean, he lives next door to you.
Yes.
You know, he was able to arrange meetings and catch-ups with you at any point in the day. He
As
claims
a friend, yeah.
These are things that people want to hear about. Vice News, allegations, a sue made of corruption, massive corruption by Barrett Jack Deere. We're not hearing about these things, but yet the likes of a Neil Marks to come and talk about rig and who rig, all because he hasn't won. And when these folks, when they lose, it's like everything is like they feel as though they should have won. The majority of people in the Guyana Press Association members, I'm almost certain, do not have confidence in a Neil Mark. So how could he just take your licks, Neil, like a man and go? I've noticed people saying, give him another award. We will give him another award. Yeah. So let us touch on this here. Do you recall this guy, Rondell Bacchus? He said that he turned himself in after it is alleged that he was part of this two-man gunmen that went in and murdered Fagundes in front of the Palm Court. And so Ronald Bacchus made a whole big stuff about not being guilty and that he had to turn himself in and so forth. And well, he's back in the news again. Sadly, we're not seeing this in the local newspaper as to why this is not news. That Ronald Bacchus was charged with possession of firearm and ammunition without a license and 2,960 grams of cannabis. 2,960 grams of cannabis. He was remanded to prison, and he is expected to make a second appearance on June 2nd. But we're not seeing this. We're not seeing this in the Chronicle, in those other PPP mouthpieces. Why we're not seeing it? Why is it that the police didn't give that information? Or why is it that when they hurried him through the courts, we're not hearing about these things? Again, and the gun that he was found with, again, let me just repeat, the gun that he was found with, no forensic test was conducted to see whether it was the same gun or one of the guns used to shoot and kill Ricardo Fagundes. No forensic testing on the gun. And this is what the police is covering up. They are covering this up. We probably understand why, because, still the Fagundes murder has not been solved. We are not sure whether this guy, Azruddin Mohammed, I gotta ask Rickford Burke, what was his conversation like with this guy, Azruddin Mohammed? What was this conversation like with Azruddin Mohammed, and why? One of these days I'll ask Burke about that. But this guy, Azruddin Mohammed, was basically named as a suspect. I'm not sure whether the police, whether they've interviewed him. And this guy, Mark Richmond, I don't know, but these are questions that are still left unanswered. And before we go, though, this evening, we want to find out what's happening with this woman. Well, the one on the left, mind you, right? Sorry about that. I get a mischievous laugh there. The one on the left. What's going on with her, the permanent secretary of the Ministry of Home Affairs? What's happening with her? Why is it that she's so quiet? Why is it the regime is so quiet? Are they expecting things to just disappear like that? Are they expecting that we are not going to remember and we're just going to forget about her just like that. Oh, no, we're not going to forget about her just like that. She should resign. She should be forced out because the nation has absolutely, majority of the people have absolutely no confidence in her. She has to go. She just has to go. They cannot continue to protect her. She has to go. Mae Toussaint Jr. Thomas has to go. She has to resign. Lots of questionable things that popped out on that phone. She has to go. I'm not sure the opposition, the last time we heard was from Roysdale Ford, who is the shadow minister of legal affairs, senior counsel. He called for a thorough investigations, nothing. And I do believe that the shadow minister of Home Affairs, Ms. Geeta Chandan, has also called for a thorough investigations. We need these things to step up, and I hope to hear from Roysdale Ford very soon on the matter, and also Ms. Geeta Chandan on the matter. This should not be allowed to be swept under the rug. We've got to keep the fire burning. And when you speak of fire burning, you know how they love to twist things around, right? We have to keep the fire burning on the issue, on this issue. Okay, remember, on this issue. We're not going to forget about this at all. And our friends and our association. And you see her there with Azruddin and Azruddin Mohammed, set of people that just get a little money the other day feel like they're running Guyana, they own Guyana. I want to talk to Rickford Burke about what was his conversation like with Azruddin Mohammed a few months back. Why? What? Anyways. Interesting. All right, so you guys remember this particular story, right? You guys remember this particular story. This guy pulled his gun out. Probably the only gun that he has. He pulled it out in public, and he threatened a driver at the drive-thru of the Starbucks there in Guyana. Nothing. We haven't heard anything at all. Anything. You mean Jennifer Wayne, not John Wayne? We haven't heard anything about this situation. Nothing about this situation at all. Absolutely nothing at all. Yes, this is Guyana. Beautiful Guyana, right? And this is what the PPPC is going around in New Amsterdam, in Linden, in Georgetown and other places, and begging and pleading with people and paying people to vote for these kunumunus for a Wild West country. No. Please do not do it. Do not do it. Look at what Guyana has become under the PPP regime. No investigations at all with these things. All because they're friends and cronies. They're connected to the PPP. If some of them are not connected to Jack Dave, some are connected to either Anil, some are connected to Irfan Ali, and that is how they're running the country right now. No law and order, none whatsoever. A criminal with a gun in his hand, look at what he's doing to a businessman that went to uplift his money. This is jumbo jet security. Jumbo jet security connected to the PPP. No justice, nothing whatsoever. Absolutely nothing whatsoever. But yet these people, these goons, these criminals feel that it is okay to walk into New Amsterdam, and just like that, people are going to embrace them. Just like that, people are going to vote for them. No. They can fool a few. They could fool a Barbara. They could fool others. Others they can fool. But they cannot fool the majority of people in New Amsterdam. Not at all. They can fool, and a few others who are selfish set of people out there in New Amsterdam, a few of those selfish individuals and flatfoot hustlers who just want a sip of this soup. That's all they want while they're selling the people out. But New Amsterdammers are not silly people. They are not dotish people. Majority of them have their eyes open and they will be voting against the PPP. They will be voting against these flatfoot hustlers, these soup drinkers. They will be voting against them. And a lot of them have already taken the t-shirt. They took the t-shirts off and they're dumping it. This, I believe, is an area in Pitt Street. Kirk Fraser and others there, councillors, can let us see these photographs of these t-shirts. J.R. Crawford, when you go to New Amsterdam, let us see. The people are dumping these t-shirts. They're keeping the money and they're dumping the t-shirts. They say they want nothing to do with the corrupt, racist, criminal PPP regime. That is what they're doing. She's very quiet these days. Our PPP friend Claudette is very quiet these days. Very quiet. Extremely quiet. I wonder why. Can somebody say why? Let me check in the comments section. Can somebody say why they believe? And look, before we go to that, I like these terms. Look at the description there. Kevel Colin Hall. Selfish, unpatriotic, dotish, and shameless. I like that. I really do. Look, selfish, unpatriotic, dotish, and shameless. 2 in 1. 2 of them right there. Right there. And then we look at this one here now. Selfish, unpatriotic, dotish, and shameless. Beautiful. Beautiful. We can say the same here too. Selfish, unpatriotic, dotish, and shameless. We can say it. All right, let's move to this here. This guy, his name is Erwin Backus. And it's a question that I've been asking since last week. He is supposed to be on remand in prison for murder that took place sometime 2017, 2018, I believe. According to information, he has been sent out of prison. He's been sent out of prison. Notice my operator say that we have a trench crapo. All the trench crapo could do when they come on, all the trench crapo could do is bear all seta the B word. That's all they could do, you know, because you know those trench crapos, you know when Kwame sent them. But we are not allowing ourselves to be distracted by the likes of a Kwame and a Jason Abdul and those big girls, those big aunties. We don't have time for that. But back to this guy here now, right? Erwin Backus. Erwin Backus. Right? Is he in jail or not? I'm asking Senior Counsel Roysdale Ford, Member of Parliament. He's also the Shadow Minister of Legal Affairs, Roysdale Ford, to inquire what is happening here. I'm also calling on the Shadow Minister of Home Affairs, Geeta Chandan, Member of Parliament, to inquire the whereabouts of this guy. Is he in prison or not? Is he still in prison or not? All we know is that there wasn't any case. There wasn't any case. There was no trial. He's supposed to be on remand. But according to information, Erwin Backus, who is the brother of Clifton Backus, the owner of Sleep In Motel on Brick Dam, Sleep In Motel or hotel or whatever it is on Brick Dam. Is this guy in prison or not? That's all. That's all we want to know. And we'll be fine, so to speak. We'll be fine. All right, as we prepare to go, this is the playground, the fake playground, already damaged, already broken up. Waste of time. I don't know. Total waste of time. Absolute waste of time. All right, for now, like I said, it's just It's Monday night, and I just wanted to just cruise through with you, talk about a few things, and I may have omitted some. Time is too short, but tomorrow definitely I will be back. Joan Robertson is saying swimming pool out in New Amsterdam. Yes, a swimming pool indeed out there in New Amsterdam. This is almost $300 million, right? Look at what's happening there. All right, it's 6 minutes after 10 o'clock. Somebody says a sheep pen or looks like a cow pen. Oops, speaking of cow pens, right? All right, my name is Mark Benchap. I love you guys. I'll be back tomorrow. I'll try to get some of the candidates out there in New Amsterdam on. I want to hear from some of them, what they can do and what are some of their plans and so forth. I really want to hear from them. And again, for those of you who are celebrating your birth anniversaries, happy birthday to you. Desiree Simon, happy birthday to DJ Cully, DJ Shrimpy, happy birthday to you guys, and all others who are celebrating their birthdays today. Happy birthday to you. But guys in New Amsterdam, go out there and work harder. In Georgetown, go out there and work harder. In Linden, work harder. And Bartik as well. We can do this. We will do it. We will get it done. And we will have the last laugh. But as soon as you guys are elected, some of you are re-elected, guess what? I'll be on your case too. I'll be the Speaker of the National Assembly, right? This will be our parliament. This will be our parliament. As Jack Day would say, parliament. All right, Neil, have a good night. I hope you get your sleep. I know Neil Mark said that he can't sleep. He's having sleepless nights. The list was padded always and forever. Always and forever. It's he said the list was padded, and I'm saying that I will always be on your side. All of the people, all of you, our listeners, always. God bless you all. See you guys tomorrow, same place, same time, right here on 107.1 FM. God bless you all.
So, this is attorney Shellen Washington, owner and founder of the Washington Law Firm, located at 455 Utica Avenue in Brooklyn, New York. We're specialized in medical malpractice, personal injuries, matrimonial law, and landlord and tenant. If you're in need of legal representation, please give us a call today. The number to call is 718-877-3100. Consultation is free at no cost to you. So call us today to see if we can be of any assistance to your legal needs. Again, the phone number to call us is 718-877-3100.
Basement level vibes with another one, straight up blackness. Aye, who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, I do it for the love, him not do it for no money. Straight up, him attack, educating everybody. Big up my friends and big up my family. Turn on the radio, catch the vibes, it's integrity. Straight up, Benskop stands for unity. One people, one nation, one destiny. Free up the truth in the air, even the blind can see. The deaf can hear, the dumb can talk, the cripple can walk. Boom. Who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Margaret stop straight up from the root. Margaret, we have to gather round, grab a seat and sit down. Pay attention, education, liberation. We have to stand strong. Ben's cap the pon the radio, lively up the program. Everybody call somebody and let them turn and tune and pon the radio and catch the boom song. We boom it up already, we have to boom it up again. Expose and reveal him.